I'm so glad that this head here has so many borders and capacity that in her privacy, all of you and hundreds more and thousands more who could not make it here, you all have residence here. That's what constructive thinking does. It's when you sit and you plan, and in your plans, you can see other people. You are all a fruit of thought. And a healthy person's mind must be a beautiful country where other people can live. Now imagine you are a husband and your wife and your head is not good enough just for you and your two children, just two of you. You're fighting every night, just two of you. How much more thousands of people that must have occupation in your mind? In one sentence, if you are going to live in Africa, stop thinking about me, myself, and I. When you go buy chickens, you don't just buy a chicken. When you go pay school fees, you don't just buy school fees. When you go buy clothes, you don't just buy clothes. You buy for yourself and for your neighbor and for your neighbor and your neighbor's sister and the brother. And remember, when the house that is on the east is burning, and that's where the wind is coming from, say it's none of my business. Because the wind will blow that fire from that house and burn your house also. So when a neighbor's house is burning, you must be the first one. Pick up everything that you have and extinguish that flame. Because that flame is coming home. I'm just giving you some African things here. And when you see my child misbehaving, don't say, that's my business. That's my neighbor's son. That's my neighbor's daughter. Aha, be careful. That's not my neighbor's son. That's not my neighbor's daughter. That's my son-in-law. That's my daughter-in-law. If you don't fix this rascal here, you will end up reproducing your own grandchildren. So it takes a village to bring up a child. That's why I'm coming from Zimbabwe. When I hear that Burkina Faso, something good is happening there, it's not Burkina Faso. It's my neighbor. And I said it once, I said, if you've never seen a whole king at war, they must dare touch Ibrahim Traoré. I will personally, I will not mobilize. I will personally. And I'm putting this to the world out there. If Donald Trump and Macron and Macaroni or Macron, I don't know what his name is. If they want to see a reverend at war, try that. Try that. And when I say that, I'm not just saying that for myself. I represent thousands who may not speak, but they carry the same flame in their hearts. For every voice, there's an invoice. I get paid for talking, but because it's you, it's for free. Let's get started. That was just an introduction. We don't even need to shoot them. They'll die from the heat. It can't work. It can't work. You can't plan your battle in one area or you cannot fight it in a totally different area. The first thing we do is the war of generals. From the generals, then we come to the army itself, where we now implement the ideas, the planning that we have done. And I think our meeting for today is not an infantry meeting. It is a meeting of generals. Greet the person next to you and say, hello, general. I mean, hello, general. I am excited to be speaking to the responsible generals. And the generals must understand we have 7 divisions of warfare that we must fight on the African continent. By the end of this presentation, all of you are going to fall in one of these battalions. One more time. You are going to fall in one of these? I know there are HR specialists here. Go. HR specialists here. I want every CV that is here so that we can put them in the right categories. So that our battle can be that of precision. Number 1, governance. General governance. What's his name? General governance is responsible for the law, is responsible for the courts, is responsible for the government institutions. Many of the institutions and the laws that we are using on the land are Roman Dutch. We don't know who the hell is wrong. We don't know who the wife is Dutch. But some strange reason they terrorize us on Africa every day. They are the basis of our constitution, which doesn't even.
Wow, what inspirational and motivational from Joshua Maponga, if I'm thought from Zimbabwe, who right now is in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré. You heard clearly, he spoken publicly without fear of anyone by saying that if anyone will try to touch Traoré, Joshua Maponga will fight to protect Traoré. This is a spirit of Pan-Africanism where Africans must protect each other. Brothers and sisters, Maponga has spoken many things, but he left Africans with this message. I'm going to read this message and explain a little bit. Let me start. Maponga said, "Friends and fellow Africans, Africa is standing at a critical moment in history. We face great challenges on our journey toward true independence, progress, and development. The problem of our past, colonialism, neo-colonialism influence, neo-colonial influence, and weak leadership still hold us back. It is time to face these realities and work deliberately for a better future. What is stopping Africa? We must clearly identify what is holding us back. Number 1, challenge that we have in the continent. Leadership or leaders influenced by foreign powers. Many of our leaders are still influenced directly or indirectly by external governments, especially Western powers. Too often, they place the interests of foreign nations above the need of their own people. Number 2, threats to our independence. Outsiders forces undermine our sovereignty through unfair trade agreements, foreign military presence, aid tied to hidden conditions. You know that we have unfair trade agreements. That's why you find that Africans will own these minerals, but we get maybe 2% of profit. We get maybe 10%. The rest are going to others. We have these military base in the continent of Africa. We don't know what are they doing here, while we are still suffering with insurgents, with terrorists, and yet we have these military base. What are they doing here? It is to threaten our leaders. Number 3, Maponga said, wealth leaving Africa. Billions of dollars leave the continent every year through illegal money transfers, debt repayments on outdated loans. This weakens our nations and limits funding for schools, hospitals, and infrastructures. You see? Number four, our money held overseas. African foreign currency reserves are held in banks outside the continent. This makes us financially dependent and vulnerable. To add on that issue of our money being held overseas, we have also African leaders who are stealing from the continent and hiding money outside of this continent. Also, that is a problem. Number five, foreign systems and laws. Our government systems are often based on inherited colonial structures. These systems were not designed for African cultures or African realities. Number six, exploitation of natural resources. Foreign investors and multinational companies extract our minerals, oil, and low minerals or materials, but leave little benefit for the local people. So, of course, have been saying the issue of investment. Investment in Africa, it looks like a scammer. It is a loom for taking resources from Africa to other people or to other continent through the word investment. Why these people are coming with the idea of creating jobs, but in this sense, they are not creating jobs. They are giving people small amount of money for them to survive by calling those are jobs. Those are not jobs. You cannot compare jobs in Europe and jobs in Africa. Just imagine you being paid maybe 10 US dollar per month. What can you do with that such amount of money? But that's what we have been told. So exploitation is real in this continent. So we need to face these challenges. Number seven, reliance on raw materials. We export raw materials and import finished products. This leaves our economies weak and is shaken by global price changes. The time has come for Africans to start processing our minerals, our resources, to add value. Because for a long time we have been exporting our resources into raw forms, creating jobs for others, and import finished products at high price. We get small amount from our raw materials, then we buy finished product at high cost. Where are we going to get those amount of money? Just assume you are selling your maybe your tin for 10 US dollar. Then you are going to import finished car or car for maybe 500 US dollar, while you have received 10 US dollar for exporting tin. So that amount, how can you afford? How can you afford? You can see the gap between export and import. That's why we have these things we call debits, loans, that is endless. Also, Joshua Maponga has spoken the issue of internal division, colonial borders, and political division prevent African nations from uniting, sharing resources, and building collective power. Yes, just imagine we have resources, but because of these borders, we cannot share resources, we cannot share skills, we cannot share experience. Why? It's because of these borders. You see, some African government, they see it is better for them to import things that is also here in the continent of Africa. They're importing even water, they're importing chickens, they're importing maize, they're importing rice, while we have all those stuffs here in the continent of Africa. Why? It's because of internal division. We were divided and we are still embracing this division. So it's our time for we Africans to move out of these things. In Also, Maponga spoken the issue of the consequence. These challenges led to economic instability and poverty. Those above challenges cause economic instability and poverty. I have given example of that you export tin for 10 US dollar, then you import finished product like car for 500 US dollar. You can see the gap of 490 US dollar. So how can you compensate that amount of money? You have to take the loan, and if you take the loan, you have to surrender your minerals. So after surrendering your minerals, so your economy automatically will be unstable, and you will fall into poverty. Also, another consequence is limited access to education and healthcare. Also, environmental destruction because of this exploitation, human rights abuses. You have seen what is going on. And finally, ongoing conflict and insecurity. And this the main reason you saw we have ongoing conflicts and insecurity in many parts of this continent. Look right now what is happening in Democratic Republic of Congo. You know, one of the richest resource country in this world is Democratic Republic of Congo. Is Congo at peace? One of the countries that is the main producer of gold is Sudan. Sudan is at peace. Mali, Burkina Faso are many producers of gold. Are they at peace? And whom is behind destabilization? So as Africans, we need to start thinking beyond. We need to rethink and to find, and of course, to face these challenges by working hard, by coming together. I'm very happy to see Africans in the diaspora are coming together, united under Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And it's our hope that they will come up with some solutions. And Captain Ibrahim Traoré will use those solutions to make sure that some challenges are being solved in Burkina Faso. But that we should not end there, because we know we are human beings. If Burkina Faso will prosper and others will be down, will get jealous. So we wish this has started in Burkina Faso. Also, we shift it to Mali, to Niger, to Cameroon, to Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and all across the continent of Africa. Because if we don't distribute wealth among our people, we'll never see peace in this continent. Because without equal share, without distribution of wealth, Africa is not at ease. Africa will not see peace, because people will become hungry and they will decide to do what they think is right for them, fighting. They will fight and they will distract all these things that we are talking about. So the only solution for us as the people of Africa is to face these challenges everywhere where we are, whether in the continent, whether you are in the diaspora. Find the best solution. What can you do and how you can contribute to bring changes in this continent or our mother continent, Africa. So, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, of that have no more to share. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. This is the message delivered by Joshua Maponga to the people of Africa when he was speaking in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, when he supported or is joining ADDI to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a brave and lion of Africa in Burkina Faso. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.